Good morning. Today I'm setting out very early. As you probably saw in my last vlog, I kind of missed the first light, which is a massive shame. Not that it makes a massive difference here, because of the mountains on the other side. When first light comes, all it does is really light up the clouds really high in the sky. It doesn't really light up the mountains. You've got to wait a little bit longer for that. But I'm going down to Derwent water today, and I can't believe it. I missed the full moon. Oh, that's not quite a full moon. It's almost a full moon, and it's super low in the sky. Super low. Check it out. Super low. So I'm heading down to not so much of a popular spot, which should give me a little bit more privacy, so that I can film my vlogs properly. And I've got less photographers talking to me, which I find hard. It's very difficult. But the first of the light's starting to hit the clouds now. They're starting to go a milky yellow colour. And there's some low-lying clouds just over the mountains. It looks like it's going to be an incredible shoot. And the sky's pretty much clear, apart from these beautiful few clouds. So yeah, it's going to be a good morning for photography, and well worth the early wake up. So yeah, stay tuned. So I found my first composition. It's a very classic shot, which isn't a bad thing. It's a classic shot for a reason. But I'm going to go for this classic shot because it's just perfect conditions, absolutely perfect conditions. The shot I'm going to go for is I'm going to shoot across this fence, down over towards the boathouse, and the clouds just above are just starting to catch the light. Yeah, normally I try and stay away from the classic shots, but this is something special. So it's going to be well worth the time and the effort of getting set up. So yeah, I'm going to get set up, get this shot, and I'll talk you through it. So I've got my composition all set up. I'm using my Nissi polarizer, my Nikon 18 to 200mm, and my Nikon body. Literally couldn't get any better this shot right now. A little bit more cloud in the sky and a little bit less wind, but you know what I mean, that's just me being fussy. I'm focusing on the foreground. I'm focusing just as the reflection hits. And the settings I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for f16, ISO 200, and 2.5 of a second. I've got a big beautiful cloud just above the image right now. I'm going to bracket my image, so I'm going to go 1.3 to start off with, 1/3. And then that was to bring out the clouds, and then I'm going to boost that up to 1/1.6 for the shadows. And then I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to go past the meter point, so I'm going to go 1.3. And then by putting these together, I should have the highlights, I should have the colours in the clouds, and I should have the shadows, but are nice and crisp and not pixelated in the slightest. Before the rest of the clouds come up and the rest of the colours, I'm going to move on to my next spot, the spot that I was looking at the other day. I've seen a lot of photographers go around there and then come back, which isn't a good sign. So yeah, fingers crossed I get the shot that I'm after. So I did get another shot there. I wasn't that excited about it, but it was something I was looking at for a while. I was looking at the foreground mainly, and what I had a nice little S in the water, just as a little inlet comes in. But the shot itself, yeah, I wasn't super psyched for, but it's one that I had to bag. If it turns out alright, I'll show you at the end. But what I have been looking at is where I'm going now. It's a little bit closer to the Catbells, and it should pay off. The fact that all the photographers have left the area isn't giving me hope, but the colours are just starting to get real super rich in the sky. So yeah, I think I might be onto a winner. I'm not sure though, I'm really not. So I found my next composition. The reason why I've come here mainly, okay, it's not a classic shot. I've said that a lot during this video, but it's not the most famous, well-known shot. So I'm hoping to get something slightly different that again has a talking point because it's different. But as I'm talking, I'm literally missing out right now. But I'll talk you through the shot I'm going for. So I've got this old jetty, this old concrete jetty coming out. I've got the Catbells just over there, and I've got this beautiful line. And what I'm going to do a panoramic, and I'm going to get this panoramic quick before the light changes, and then beautiful pink clouds are no more. So what I'm going to go for here is I've still got the same setup on camera as I had before. I'm going to do a series of probably about 4 shots, panning around. My settings I've got it on at f16, ISO 200 and 1/6 of a second. I'm going to bracket this panoramic. So I've done a series. I'm going to do a series of shots where all the foreground's exposed and all of the mountains are exposed. And I'm going to do another series of shots where the clouds are all exposed and the colours are really vibrant. And then I'm going to composite that together. I'm going to attach that together, or I might just blend it in Lightroom. I'll see which one I prefer. But I'm not going to stay here much longer. I'm going to move on to another shot that I've been looking at where I use the rocks as a leading line into the shot. They're all going to be of the Catbells. It's such a dominant view in Keswick, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. So it'd be a shame not to use it. So I'm going to head round. I'm going to take them shots now, and then I'm going to head round to see the next one. But the image should be up on screen now. So I've found my next shot. I'm going to use these rocks here to lead me out, and I've got a bit of a distraction in the distance. A couple of guys have decided to come up and do some skinny dipping, but I don't think one of them's by choice, and now they're waving at me. So I'm going to go for a vertical panoramic for this one. I'm going to shoot right across the bay. No, I'm alright. So I'm going to go for, it's a bit of a crude method of doing this. For some reason I can't seem to level this tripod. So what I'm doing, I'm panning around and I'm using my center points of the lens to put it on the flat of the line. And then what I'm doing is I'm just following that around, locking it off, following that around and locking it off, following that around and locking it off. And then hopefully I don't lose too much of the picture. I have got an L bracket on the way, which is going to make my life so much easier. And then I'm getting a new tripod for Christmas, which is very exciting. But anyway, I need to get this shot done before these clouds change colour because it's starting to fade now. But I'm going to put the GoPro down so you can see what I'm shooting. So since I put the GoPro down, I did a long exposure. Did it on with a 10-stop filter. 2 minute 25 seconds exposure. The light started to come now, and my idea is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot the same shot again, but with the light starting to come through on the mountains, and it has started to come now. So hopefully this is going to bring out a little bit more of the detail in the shot. I'm going to shoot it on f16 ISO 200 and 1/13 of a second. The light at the moment is just in the bottom left hand corner, and where I really want it, I want it just up on the peak, really enhancing them shadows. So now it's just the waiting game. It's the waiting game. Waiting. I think what's happening is the clouds behind me, they're creating like a little keyhole, and that's where the sun's coming through. So it's not giving me the whole side of the mountain yet, whereas everything else seems to be lit up apart from the thing that I'm trying to shoot, which is just how it goes, I suppose. It's just how it goes. And then it's going to be one final little rush after this to get the next shot that I've been looking at. There's a beautiful boathouse just on the other side, and it creates a really nice picture just on its own. So I'm hoping that this will be the one. I've taken quite a few shots this morning, and I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. Here it is. Right, so I'll turn the GoPro around. If you look just over here, you can see the bottom of the Catbells is just lit up, and the light's starting to creep up the side of the mountain, which is going to give me some real nice intense shadows. Like I said, I've done the long exposure already. I'm going to blend them both together in Photoshop, and then hopefully it will create something quite special. So still got the same settings as I said before. I've got it on a 2-second timer. Oh, it's not enough. I'm being too eager. But I'm going to shoot it off, just in case this is the only chance I get. So here we go. So that's looking absolutely superb. And you should be able to see the composite on your screen right now. So I've turned the camera on just to sort of emphasise the patience it takes with landscape photography. I've been stood here for about 1 hour, and I've been stood here just waiting for this right bit of light to catch the right bit of rock, and the amount of times I've wanted to go, but I'm not, I'm going to stick in, and hopefully you will see why. But I think it's coming, and I'm going to get that right bit of light. It's lighting up the bottom part of the mountain right now, and it's slowly creeping up the face, and it's going to create such amazing shadows. So I finally got them final shots, and I'm sorry I didn't talk you through it, but as you'll know, if any of you are photographers out there, I imagine most of you are, but yeah, light changes, light disappears, and you've got to be quick with it, because right now if I was talking through it and taking these shots, it's already changed, it's too strong now. So I was catching literally just the first lights hitting the Catbells, and you'll see in the pictures that I'm about to show you. But if I'd spent the time talking on camera, I'd have missed my opportunity. But it is stunning, absolutely stunning, and I may get one more shot, but if not, thanks for watching. So if you liked it, maybe give us a subscribe. If you thought the content was good but not sure if you want to subscribe, maybe give us a thumbs up. And if you think there's anything that I could do, give us a comment below. Or any places that I've not visited around Keswick, give us a comment below. Somewhere in walking distance though, remember I don't drive. But yeah, many thanks, and I'll see you next time.